one thing that's very annoying with Insignia is not being able to email out overdue notices. There's ways to do it inside there, but they don't appear to work really, so it doesn't matter. But you can kind of get around that with a few extra steps. The first thing we're going to do in this video is we're going to get the information from Insignia and then prepare the sheets that we need to make this work. So I'm going to go to Report and Reports. My search criteria will just be overdue, and I just want items overdue. And I would like to export this as Excel. That one's kind of important right here. I'll say Preview. We want to export it as Excel. There's my 176 records. Now, it is downloading it. You can see I did this before. So I'm going to add this to Google Drive. We need to mess around with this. So I'm going to show this. You probably can't see this at the moment, but I'm just going to slip it into Google Drive over here. And here we go. I'll open up items overdue. Here's my file, and I would like to save this as a Google Drive, a Google Sheet, just to make my life a little tiny bit easier. Okay, so here's my Google Sheet. Now, I don't need all this information. In fact, there's a lot of it I don't need at all. What I do care about is, I care about who checked it out. In my case, I usually care about the checkout date and the due date, and I care about the title. So I'm going to delete all these other columns because they don't matter for what I need. So I'm going to delete this column, delete this column. Column number doesn't help. I do care about the title. Location doesn't matter. Barcode doesn't matter. This is going to parents. They don't care what the barcode is. I like to say who was checked out by does matter. Checkout date, I like to say when it was borrowed and the due date so they would know when it was borrowed. And I'm not going to use days over in this one, but I mean you can if you really want to. And delete. Okay, so now I've got a list of titles, who checked it out, checkout date, and due date. And to make it slightly easier for me, I'm just going to move checked out by over here in the front. And I'm going to change this to name. So I've got name, title, checkout date, and due date. Now, I've already previously asked the secretaries to generate me a list of parent email addresses from PowerSchool. And fortunately, what that does when it generates the list, it gives me the name in the exact same format, and in the other column it gives me the email addresses. Now I'm going to change from this actual list I've generated here to my fake email list, which I used the ChatGPT to make. So here's my list of fake names, fake titles, fake due dates, and fake checkout dates. So I'm going to get this and my list of fake parent emails to talk to each other. The first thing I need to do is, this keeps happening, that should be name, and that should be email. The first thing I need to do is copy all this over to a new sheet. Here, I'll just call this one sheet 2 because it would normally be the first one you do. And I'll paste all that in. Okay, so here's my list of names, and here is my list of names, email addresses, or titles, and due dates. Now over here I'm going to make a new column called parent email. So I'm going to create a very small Google Sheets code that talks to the other sheet there, sheet 2, and it'll drag all the correct emails over. So I'm going to say VLOOKUP. My search key is here, John Smith. My range I'm looking for is over here on sheet 2, and it's those two things, those two columns. And my index is 2. It's the second column is what I want to return. So I'll put in 2, and then, believe it or not, I'll close with parentheses and that's it. I'm done. So this has looked at the other sheet. It has checked to see where that's John Smith, isn't it? John Smith is. It found the corresponding email address and it's put it here. So now all I have to do is drag this all the way down to the bottom, and it's filled in every single email address. So now I've got a sheet with the name of the student, the name of the book, the date the book was due, the date the book was checked out, and the parent email address. So this file is what I need to do the next part, which is create the mail merge document to send to families. So we'll stop there.